Hello, welcome back to More Fun Fixing It. Something a little bit different today. These are C2Ns or 1530 data drives for Commodore 64s and VIC-20s and the like, and even PETs, I believe, or plus 4s, although you need an adapter to use the plus 4s, and C16s. Now, these three came to me from Paul Universal Retro Boss. They're for repair, and I did a bunch of these recently, so I've got some spares next to me. I've also got a bunch of, hopefully I've got the right size belts, but the ones that I fixed recently, only one of them, out of the four that I repaired, only one of them needed a new belt. So I'm not too worried about the belts. Hopefully they just need a clean and a sort out. These two have got broken doors, and this one works, doesn't pick up. So this one runs, but actually won't load a game. And this one is a bit unusual because normally the counter or the tape counter looks like this black one, and this one looks like this. So a very different thing. It's quite a different case. And they are both Commodore. I don't know which one's earlier or whether they're just made in different places. Oh, this is made in Taiwan and this is made in Japan. The cable comes out in a different place, so the cases are not interchangeable. And this one has a smashed case. So there's a big old crack on that corner, and this corner is just, well, the same corner on the other side is smashed. So both halves of the case are pretty badly damaged. It's possibly fixable with some glue, but it's never going to look right. But fortunately, I haven't seen very many of these, but I do have a replacement case for one. It's in a bit of a grotty condition, but that'll clean up. I mean, this is worse. It's cleaner, but it's worse. But it is whole, so we're going to use that one. And any of the parts inside, I've got the insides of that one still, so we've still got the same counter, this white counter, but this one isn't working because it's got a cracked flywheel. There's a big, you can just see there next to my finger, there's a crack in the flywheel, and when it's the other way up, it ticks against this metal thing. I can actually show that to you if I flick it next to my, but it's good for spares. So I've got all the parts that I probably need apart from a flywheel. So let's get these two out of the way, and we're going to try and fix this one first, and then we'll get to these in a minute. So Paul's already tried this and found that it is working, but so I don't need to plug it in yet. So we'll just take it apart and service it and see if we can bring it back to life. Actually, it's easier to open these that way. It's very, yes, it's an identical one to this one with this foil cover on the circuit board, which you don't see on any of the others. Everything else looks the same. Oh yeah, the belt is a bit sloppy on this one, so that might actually need changing. But it's a nice easy belt to change because there's nothing holding it. On the other ones you have to take this part. The belt actually runs underneath this bit. Yeah, this belt does need changing, so let's get that sorted first. So I've got my handy measuring stick here. And just going to roughly hold that in place about where and pinch the ends. So that's at 135. So I'm looking for 130 mil, I think. There are many belts. The fear is always, yeah, I think that's the one. That, yeah, 130 mil straight away. That I've put a bad one back in there, but I'm pretty sure that should be okay. The other difference on this drive, or this mechanism, compared to other ones that I've refurbished, is it's screwed to the top half of the case, which is quite unusual. All of the others that I've done, it feels pretty good. It's a bit twisted. That's good. Oh, well, that might need changing actually. That is quite nastily loose, but we'll leave that for a minute. Yeah, all of the other types of these are not screwed into the case. You just take out the main screws in the bottom of the case, separate the two halves, and this just comes out. Oh, no, that is not necessary. Is there no screw on this end? Oh yes, there. All the same as the case screws, so I can muddle those up. Oh yeah, this has seen some action. So the main thing I look for in here is, well, there's a couple of things. The pinch roller and the tyre on that. There's a wheel there with a tyre on it. It's not as accessible in this one as it is in some others, and that tyre is moved up and down to press against different parts, depending on what you're doing. So that tyre is going to be difficult to clean, but it doesn't actually look dirty. The thing that gets really dirty is this wheel here. This is the pinch roller, and when you press play, it pushes up against the capstan, this metal rod here, and with the tape in between, and it draws the tape through to stop it getting to stop it looping up, and it gets covered in the metal oxide off of tapes. And they go hard as well, but this one feels nice and springy, but it is covered in brown metal oxide, or whatever the tape is made from. And it's difficult to remove, but the way I do it, as a lot of people say, don't use isopropyl alcohol on rubber, and that's true, you shouldn't, but it doesn't stop me doing it. So I use a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on a piece of 2000 grit paper, and I'm just abrading this wheel, this this rubber cylinder, this pinch roller, to try and get as much off as I can on this pass. I will connect it up to the tape deck, to a C64, and power it in a minute, and then run it, and then we'll see how well it's working. Yeah, that's good. And now the next thing I like to do is use a cotton bud to remove whatever I've put on there and whatever I've loosened. See, it's coming, but it needs some more. So the isopropyl alcohol will degrade the rubber, but really it's not gonna degrade it in the few seconds that it's on there. It's gonna do some harm to it, but it's so hard to get this stuff off without isopropyl alcohol. Using just like Windex doesn't really shift it, so you've got to get that layer of grime off to get down to the good rubber, and abrading it at the same time just means that you're getting down to nice soft rubber anyway. Okay, that looks good. I've got most of it off. I'm happy to plug this in now. But while I'm here, I'm just going to clean the heads. I don't really need much. I've never really found very much dirt on any heads in any of these ones that I've refurbished. And I'm just going to try to get to that. No, I don't think I can. I don't see how I can do that without it running. So I'll do that. Right, so we're not going to use these ones with the broken bits in and stuff. Don't think I need the lid, so let's just get rid of that. I'm going to put it in the base of this one. Should See, this is another thing. On the other ones, there are posts where this will sit happily and allow you to test it without anything rubbing on anything. I'm not sure if this one's going to let me do that. Let's get Commodore 64 in the way. Hello, test bench, old friend. Test bench? It's not a bench, it's a computer. Right, now it's running with a tape, with power on here. I can use some Windex just to clean off anything that might have accrued on this pinch roller. And this is a good test of how strong the pinch roller is, because, or how strong the mechanism is, because if you can stop this, then it's not gripping very well. It's always better to go on the right side of this. If you go on the other side, then your cotton bud gets dragged into that pinch roller and ends up wrapped right around it. Use the dry end, still dirty. Yeah, the tyre on that wheel is difficult to go. Well, there is quite a lot of dirt coming off of that, actually. That is absolutely filthy. Right, it's probably wise to lubricate things, but I haven't found any need to. If the mechanism is strong, then I'm not worth disturbing the lubrication that's already in there. And I'll test it next. So I've got my test tape. This is the one I've been using recently, which is Roll Around by Mastertronic. Here's a brand you might not have heard of, but you'll be hearing a lot about soon. This one has music by Rob Hubbard. Or is it Ron Hubbard? Mere names. Anyway, let's turn this on. I've got the LED connected up as well now, so I can tell when this is on and off. And I've got capture set up, so you can see that the computer is running. If I hit Shift, Run, Stop, and the tape deck will come to life. Let's just rewind this. And press play. Actually does sit in here quite well. And the tape counter is working reasonably well. I still might change that rubber band. Right, it's been a little while. Nothing's coming up. It's not picking up anything at all. Normally it comes up with the title Run Around on this blue screen, and then we know that we're actually loading the program. So what I've got here is my Kung Fu Flash, and I've got the azimuth head alignment program installed on there, or loaded up. So if I turn the computer on with that installed. Okay, so now with this, if I press F1, use for original cassette, I get this. And if I press play on the tape, and it's actually in part of the data section, there should be fuzzy lines coming down there. And this is so that I can adjust this screw in here. This screw here, which you can normally access through that hole there, to change the alignment of the head so that it's lined up with the tape better, the azimuth alignment, as it were. So I can show you this in action if I take this tape deck out for a minute and plug in this lovely working one that was given to me by Ross, 8-Bit Ross. I haven't seen him around for a while. You still okay, Ross? Say hello. I last saw him at the cave, actually. All right, let's stick the tape in this one and turn it all on. Press F1, press play on here, and you can see these fuzzy lines, and that's actually a pretty good alignment. I'm not going to mess around with this one because it works. But usually those lines would be all over the place. You can also go onto F3, which is for turbo cassettes, but that doesn't actually help us very much. But the point is that it's picking up something, and the other one's picking up nothing at all. So I've got choices here. I can try to diagnose exactly what's wrong with this one and find out where the signal is not getting to and maybe fixing it. It could just be that the head's gone completely open, and I don't know. And I have got another one here, and I could just put this one in instead and just change over these flywheels. That would be the easiest thing, but I need to make sure that this one's working first. So let's, even with the bad head, I should still get something come through. This one, oh, yeah, this one might not work because it hasn't got a belt on it. There we go. Snaffled the belt off of the other one. Yeah, the tick, 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 tick. So this one. Yeah, that's definitely picking up, but oh, the play is engaging. Okay. Right, so I think the easiest solution here is to actually, rather than, because I really don't like working on these, having to take off all of this, all these wires just soldered to the board and trying to find out the problem is not my idea of fun. So I'm going to just service this one in the same way, service that pinch roller in there, and take the good flywheel out and replace it with the other one. Hopefully. Let's see if we can get this one out first before I mess things around. Oh, I didn't need to take that out. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. Right, so just those two screws. And that should lift out. Like that. And that should just come out of there. God, that is really badly broken. It's actually cracked all the way around here. I wonder what happened to that. And let's put this one back in here. Whee. Let's put this one back in here anyway. And keep it as whole as possible in case I need to test something else, or I want to come back and actually fix this at some point in the future. You never know. But if I take it apart and then just store it like in pieces, I'll never remember where those pieces came from or how they go back together. While it's here, it's going to give this a clean and a grease. Oh, there's a little washer there. Ah, there's a washer on here as well. Did I leave this one with no washers? Yeah. Let's put that back. Yeah, no washers. Right, try again. Oh yeah, grease it. I'm going to go mad, just a little bit of grease. Oh no, this is the pinch roller. I need to clean that. That doesn't want any grease on it. Sorry, this is the capstan, not the pinch roller. Right, so no grease on there. Probably put some into the side so that it doesn't go to the end bit. Just like a little touch. Yeah, lovely. All right, belt back on. Nice, not twisted. Oh, I need to give this head, this pinch roller a clean as well. It's really grotty. Ew. This is working quite well. I'm using these Kimtech tissues instead of cotton bud. Just to get the worst off. Back to my trusty piece of sandpaper stuff. Right, that should do for that. Give it a clean again. Turn it on. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right, let's rewind that. Try it again. Let's take a little while for this one to come up. Hey, roll around. Right, I'm going to let that load all the way to the end, and then we'll see if it actually works. And you get to hear the amazing Ron or Rob Hubbard music. Rob Hubbard. This is a loader, by the way. It's an almost impossible version of Space Invaders. It's raining bullets. How are you supposed to avoid all of that? Invader load. I love the name. And we're done. It's loaded. So that's not the actual game. This is the game. Oops, missed. Oh. Oh. I'm so bad at that game. Right, so that works. We can put this back together with its new case and on all those screws, and then have a look at the other ones. Dew, 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 dew. Done. I wonder if that will clean off. Don't normally use isopropyl alcohol on plastics. It doesn't always go well, but this needed it. The Windex wouldn't take it off, and there's this mark here that is coming off gradually. I reckon some baking soda, bicarbonate of soda. There we go. Can't do anything about these ones. This one is actually into the plastic, that cable burn. But now I've started, I feel like I can't stop. Let's see if I can get a little bit of that out somehow. Oh my God, that is amazing. That's just come straight off. What about that, Mark? Good grief. Well, that looks like it just came out of the factory now on the top. The bottom half has still got a few marks on, but I'm not doing all of that. Just want to do one more thing on this. Just pop this out. There's a line of grot across the back there I'm going to get rid of. That you can see from the, through the back of the actual tape deck lid. Ew. Oh, that's a noise. There we go. Okay, let's leave a note for Paul. Works, new flywheel, new belt, plus cleaned. Okay, this one is dead and it has a bad lid. So we can get that out if we can. We'll change the lid. This is the other type with the wire slightly over. A slightly different layout inside, different mechanism. I'm going to get it open before I plug it in case it's got, I don't know, who knows what inside. Case is in reasonable condition, actually. I'm going to get that. Okay, so you can see this one, the belt runs through here, and this belt feels not too bad. I'd expect this to work. And there's no screws holding it in this half, so I can get rid of that and then just put it back into the bottom half of the case for testing, and it will sit on these posts nicely like that. But yeah, the pinch roller will need a bit of servicing. You can get to the tire here much easier. You can see there's a tire on that wheel there. That one can be cleaned up a lot easier. It's a bit dirty inside, but apparently there's no power, or it's dead. Not sure what that means, so let's plug it in and see what happens. You can hear for a... Oh, it's not dead. That is working. Yeah. Okay, since this one's up and running, I'm going to give it a bit of a clean like this with the pinch roller in being driven. Get as much of the dirt off before I sand it as I can. It's really, really filthy. This is where just all of the dirt accumulates. That would probably be enough, but it's nice to resurface it as well. Windex now. You really don't want that all going on your tape. All right. Play on tape and let's forward that a bit. Yeah, no fast forward. Oh, why is there no fast forward? That's meant to go across to engage that wheel there, but that's not happening. Ah, no, it's the tension of the belt. The belt is meant to pull it across. So this wheel here is meant to go that way when, and it kind of does. If I put a little bit of extra tension on there. Yeah. Right, so it just needs a new belt. My measuring stick. So that's 130. I'm going to go a bit shorter on this one, maybe 120 or 125, something like that. 125. That could be good. Right, so I've put 125 mil, which is 250 mil complete circumference, but that hopefully will be short enough to pull that across now. Yeah. So now that wheel is going where it should go. Roll around. Mr. Hubbard was a genius. Working deck. We just need to find. Sorry, Rob. Sorry, Rob. We just need to find a lid for this now. That's not Brock. No, that's got it. Sure, it works with a tape. Yep. Okay, that one's done. Fixed, new lid and belt. I'm not cleaning this one, Paul. You can clean this one yourself. I might buy you some baking soda though. Works, don't load, broke lid. Oh, this one's in much better condition than the others. So now I'm going to say that if this wheel goes across when you press forward, then the belt's okay. Belt will have enough tension in it to do that. So I'm going to leave that belt in there for now. Just give this a clean and then we'll see where we are. See if it works. With just a clean. So it works, doesn't load, broken lid. Working a treat. I can just put this one straight back together. Oh, lid. Yeah, we'll do that in a sec. All right, got one here with new power, so I can steal the lid out of this one. There we go, much better. Done. That's these three sorted. And a little chip off of the repair pile. Just a dent in it. It's nice to get these done though, because these make up a big part of what Paul does when he sells a C64. He likes to sell it as a complete bundle with a power supply, tape deck, games, joystick, all of that sort of thing, so that whoever buys it, somebody isn't going to be like me who wants to put things together themselves. They want a complete bundle that just works like they would have got back in the day, that they didn't need to fix. So yeah, these are really handy. I'll put them in the pile to come back to you, Paul. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that. I'll see you in the next one. Blah, 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 blah.